Hello, it's 31st here. How are you doing? Today, I'm going to be going over a theory that I haven't seen anyone go over so far, and to be honest, it's really quite surprising. The idea that could Phoebe of the whole Elite Four be from the Alola region? The main basis of this is the fact that she is wearing a hula girl outfit, and hula girl outfits are pretty much synonymous with Hawaii, and now we have a Hawaii region. Could she be from that region? I have gathered all the evidence I could find, and it's going to be my job to try and find out. The first piece of evidence I have is her appearance. That's what I'm going to start with. As I said a minute ago, or like a few seconds ago, she is wearing a hula outfit, which is a traditional set of Hawaiian clothing. But for this theory, I need to decide whether Hawaiian clothing is the same as Alolan clothing, because Hawaii doesn't exist in this world. So I've been looking at the people in the trailer to decide whether or not they're the same, and I've come to the conclusion that they are. If you watch the trailer, you'll see multiple people with the same floral design, the same pattern of clothing that Phoebe has on people in the Alola region. From the person who's going to be our mum in this game, to Hala, one of the people who could be the Pokemon Professor, and our potential rival, all of them have a very similar floral pattern. This same flower or leaf design that Phoebe has on her clothes. This means that they are likely from the same place, and as the option is either Alola or Hawaii, I'm going to have to point to Alola. This means that Phoebe is wearing Alolan clothing. The next thing is going to be her skin color. If their skin color is the same or similar, we can sort of say that they are from, a similar region, or at least a place with a similar environment. If we compare Phoebe's design in Oris, her sprites, the people's sprites that we see in the trailer, we can see definitely there are some similarities. We compare her to a rival, the rival is much darker than she is, but if we compare it to the old man we see here, Hala, they are the same or very, very similar skin color. This means that there are people with this sort of dark skin or tan skin color that are native to Alola, and while that doesn't prove that she is from Alola, it proves that she's from a similar place genetically. Like, that's where her origins come from, and Alola is really the only place we have so far with this skin color, other than possibly Hoenn itself. However, even though there are people in Hoenn who definitely have much darker skin, if you look at someone like May, who is a Hoenn native, she has very, very pale skin, and so do a lot of the other trainers. In somewhere like Hawaii, that is generally the native skin color. The next piece of evidence is Phoebe's grandmother. Phoebe's grandmother is very likely the old lady who is on top of Mount Pyre and is one of the guardians of the red and blue orb. This is important because she lives on Mount Pyre. In Hawaii, there are certain people called kahuna, who are sort of priests and shamans who are said to be able to see and communicate with the dead. This practice is accepted in Hawaiian culture, and I believe that her grandmother could be one of those sorts of people. With her talents as a kahuna, she decided to travel to Mount Pyre in Hoenn and use her skills that she'd learned to protect the spirits of the people and Pokemon that rest there. While there, she met a young man who was the guardian of the red and blue orb, and who she later married. Two of them had children, and their children had children. One of those grandchildren was Phoebe. Then Phoebe's grandmother imparted her culture and her skills as a kahuna onto Phoebe. This is why she wears the Alolan clothing and has the ability to talk to ghosts of both people and Pokemon. We know that she can do this because she tells us she can speak to her ghost Pokemon, and on multiple occasions we see her speaking to human ghosts. If you've completed the Delta episode in Oris, if you then go to Mount Pyre, you will find Phoebe talking to a grave. She's laughing and joking with this spirit that we can't see, and she says it's her grandmother. And then if you go to the top, the summit of the mountain, you find the old man standing alone. This is a heavy hint that the old lady on top of the mountain is Phoebe's grandmother, but it also proves that along with the ghosts in her room in the Elite Four, she can definitely talk to the dead. And seeing as how her grandmother lived on Mount Pyre, I believe that she got those skills from her, and that this could prove that her grandmother was an Alolan native who journeyed to Hoenn. But all this is just very circumstantial. On its own, it doesn't hold up that well. Yeah, sure, the points match, but without this last piece of evidence to back them up, it could all just be a coincidence. However, if we look at the third Pokemon movie, we see that the hibiscus flowers, which are the national flower of Hawaii in this picture, and a sun legendary who's a lion in the sky. This means that a Hawaiian region could have at least been thought of back in Gen 2, and the next generation, someone wearing a hula outfit appears in the games. This means that her dress could have been a hint at a new region, one yet to come, or an idea that they were going to use but either had to delay or scrap at the time. Project Rainbow has been floating around for a very long time. The idea for this game can be traced back a long way, and if we look at this movie that was released in the year 2000, Ruby and Sapphire were released in 2002. This means that the movie came first, and that in turn means that it could very well have been planned. And if they had already decided on this region, they could have planned for the Hawaiian region to be 4th gen, but maybe had to delay it because technical difficulties or other reasons. And then when the remakes came out, they saw a prime opportunity to reuse this idea, and even better if it was going to be the 20th anniversary. Although they could have planned it right from the beginning to be on this anniversary, to be this, momentous occasion. But we'll never know. But what it means is that the Hawaiian region was or could have been thought up before Ruby and Sapphire was even made. And that means that a hula girl in that game could have been a hint to this region that was never released until now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening. Please leave your opinions in the comments below, like if you enjoyed, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Train on, whoop out. Of the whole